Okay, quick Gale break before we go back to these women pretending they're in a good place. If you're still here, you clearly have Bravo brain like I do, so go ahead and hit subscribe. That little button under the video, that tells YouTube, yes, I do want more unhinged Housewives breakdowns in my life. Now the bell is very I said what I said. That's you telling YouTube, don't play with me, I want to know the second she posts. Tap it so you're not the last one at the party asking, now how did I get in it when everyone's already in the comments? 9 years ago, Beverly Hills sent 7 women to Hong Kong, put them on a junk boat at golden hour, and served us a multi-course mess.
Because I don't like bullshit, Dorit, and that's what I think you are.
Let's get into it. We open at Villa Rosa. Vanderpump is packing for a 5-day trip like she's fleeing the country. Erika's glam team is assembling outfits like they're curating a museum exhibit. And Rinna shows shoes to her dog Lola like she's consulting a fashion editor.
Those are new. Don't tell Harry.
Lola does what most sane people do when Rinna starts a bit. She leaves the room. The next morning, Dorit arrives at Villa Rosa. Lisa kisses each dog goodbye before remembering Ken is also there. At LAX, Kyle, Rinna, and Eden are curbside, looking like 3 different mood boards for red-eye travel. In the limo, LVP and Dorit are debating who they want to sit next to for 15 hours.
Well, if you sit next to Eileen, then I won't need a sleeping pill.
They board, and most of the cast vanishes into ambient oblivion, while Eileen sits awake, documenting her own suffering. They land in Hong Kong and check in. First night cocktails, and Erika arrives, looking like she stepped out of a noir film. She sits next to Dorit, who continues cashing in on making Erika an enemy.
You're sitting next to me?
Yeah.
Could be. Wow.
What does that mean? You're already starting in? We just got here.
Everyone else arrives, and the conversation drifts to Eden's love life. She explains she met a man and plans to fly him to New York for a weekend together. The catch? They've never met in person.
I'm gonna be half naked, I'm gonna be in the bed.
The table reacts like she's announced she's signing a timeshare with a man she met in the comments section. They point out the dangers.
Look, he could kill me, you're absolutely right, but guess what? I could kill him.
This doesn't reassure anyone, but it does end the conversation. The next morning, Eileen visits Rinna's room before Dorit swans in. Eileen decides she's going to join Dorit and LVP for the day. Up in LVP's suite, Kyle watches Lisa fall apart about Yulin and offers the kind of support only a frenemy could.
I know. Who knew you even knew how to cry?
Meanwhile, back in Rinna's room, she wants to get something off her chest with Dorit. She brings up the night at Eden's house, the Ziploc bag of pills, the Xanax in a smoothie joke. She says she heard from someone that Dorit spun it into Rinna having a problem.
I want to make sure you're very clear that that was a joke.
Dorit says she would never insinuate otherwise.
Who told you that?
I don't want to say who told me, but it was in a conversation that you guys had in Mexico.
Dorit acts like she needs a flowchart to figure out who at that tiny dinner might have been running their mouth. Rinna panic pivots from someone told me to my spirit just sensed it.
It's something that I got an idea of really myself.
She downgraded from receipts to vibes and hoped nobody would hear the gear shift.
You don't say you've heard something very specific, and then, suddenly, when asked who actually said that to you, it's your sixth sense.
Dorit swears she never insinuated anything, and Rinna smiles and pretends that answer satisfied her. The group splits up for the day. Lisa Vanderpump, Dorit, and Eileen visit Lisa's dog rescue. Kyle and Erika explore a park in the city, and the conversation gets emotional. Kyle talks about Big Kathy and seeing a psychic that had a message from her.
He said some things that were just really interesting. He said, she wants you to know that you're not responsible for your sister Kim.
A spiritual hall pass. Sounds healing, but there's no way to prove that's Big Kathy talking and not a psychic who binged 6 seasons and connected the most obvious dots. Elsewhere, Rinna and Eden ride the tram up to Victoria Peak. The view is spectacular, but Rinna still has her sight directly set on Dorit. She still believes Dorit implied she had a problem with pills, even though Dorit denied it. Eden suddenly remembers something.
I was asked.
See? Okay, tell me, who asked you?
What do you think?
Dorit.
Rinna lights up. Vindication has entered the chat. Back at the hotel, the ladies meet in the lobby to head to the boat. Eden appears in a wig for no reason except spiritual rebranding. They board, the skyline is stunning, drinks are flowing, and every viewer knows water plus alcohol plus unresolved accusations equals great TV. Vanderpump gets us started.
Anybody else got anything they wanted to voice?
Dorit doesn't waste a minute. Rinna told her someone said she was implying she had a drug problem, and Dorit wants names, dates, and affidavits. Rinna moonwalks so hard away from someone told me she owes royalties to the Michael Jackson estate. She says it wasn't a person, it was her sixth sense that led her there.
You're talking out of two sides of your mouth. You're
Not
saying
really. I'm talking out of-
you're surprised, but yet you had a sixth sense. But which is it?
Rinna hands the floor to Eden, who calmly outs Dorit for asking if Rinna had a pill problem and if her behavior was induced. Dorit bats that down fast and sprints back to the Mexico conversation Rinna mentioned. Lisa finally owns it.
Of course I don't have a sixth sense. Are you kidding? Seriously, it doesn't matter how I found out. What's important here is that Dorit is talking behind my back.
The obvious source of the story, Erika, finally clocks in like a defense attorney.
If you didn't think that it was part of the behavior, why bring it up?
There's no answer to this that doesn't convict Dorit, and she knows it. Erika reaches her limit with the conversational filibusters and tells Dorit she talks too much.
You don't talk enough. I say important shit. You say too much boring shit.
Dorit tells Erika this is between her and Rinna. Suddenly, the woman demanding the snitch step forward now wants her to sit back down. Erika asks what Dorit's issue with her is. Dorit says Erika is the only one in the group she hasn't managed to connect with.
Because I don't like bullshit, Dorit, and that's what I think you are.
Oh, then why don't you just f***ing say it?
I just did.
Hallelujah.
The episode ends with to be continued hanging over the harbor. From there, the Hong Kong trip turns into one of the most memorable showdowns of the season. So was Dorit stirring drama with the pill story? Was Rinna rewriting history to prove a point? Or did Erika simply decide the junk boat needed a headline moment? Let me know in the comments.